One of the biggest mistakes you can make in a gentleman's club isn't choosing the wrong girl. It's showing your cards too early. Today's story is about how I accidentally negotiated against myself and turned what should have been an ordinary visit into a very expensive lesson. I joined one of the gentlemen's bar crawls from Bus and Lounge on Soy Pothole. I've already made a full video about that crawl, but, well, I will link it in the end screen. At one of the stops I met a girl. I wanted to know, like a little better, but because I was on the crawl, I didn't really have time, so I got her line and we agreed I'd come back later that week. The club was Venom, which I believe has now merged with Cobra Club. It's located in Pattaya, and, well, in my opinion, it's one of the better gentlemen's club in Pattaya. Well, as I promised in my gentlemen's club video, I wanted to make a follow-up about what happened. Think of it as, like a what not to do story. Well, a couple of days later I messaged her and asked if she was working. She replied, "No, but just come to Venom and I'll be there." Looking back, that should already have been my first warning sign. I told her I was all the way over in central Pattaya, but, well, I didn't mind taking a bolt taxi to Pattaya. So we agreed on a time and I headed off. Well, I actually managed to give the Bolt driver the wrong address, so I had to walk the last part. That wasn't too bad though. Pattaya is actually a really nice area with plenty of good bars and restaurants. Well, eventually I arrived at Venom and I said hello to the security guard and walked upstairs. There she was. She came over and gave me a hug, sat me down on the sofa, and we ordered a couple of drinks. The atmosphere was great and she was very good at flirting and, after a while we started talking about prices. The room rental was exactly what I expected, pretty much the same as everywhere else. Then we talked about the total price, She smiled, leaned in a little closer, and that's when I realized I had probably played this completely wrong. For those who haven't been visiting a gentleman's club before, the prices are usually quite a bit lower than what you expect in many other parts of Pattaya. For example, places around Soi Bangkok 8 are often around half the price of what you typically pay around Soi Buakau. Everyone has their own preferences, of course, and I enjoy both experiences. And I like mixing things up a bit. So I expected the total price to be somewhere around 1,000 to 1,500 baht, But instead she said 2,500 baht. Whoa, I just sat there for a second. And at that point I had two choices. I could politely say no, pay for the drinks and leave. Or accept that I had completely played my hand the wrong way. Well, naturally, I stayed. After paying the bill, we headed to one of the private rooms. To be fair to her, the overall experience was excellent. Everything felt relaxed and professional. And about 25 minutes later, I walked out with a huge smile on my face. So was it worth it? Yeah, it was. Was it expensive? Yeah, way too much. But for the same money, I could probably have had a similar experience back in Central Pattaya. The mistake wasn't really the price. The mistake was how I handled the situation. by messaging her first, telling her that I was traveling all the way from central Pattaya just to see her. I basically gave away all my negotiation power before I even arrived. What I should have done was wait until she contacted me, or simply just say I happened to be in the area. Well, anyway, would that have guaranteed a lower price? Well, of course not. But honestly, I think I could have ended up paying something closer to 1500 instead of 2500. So no, I don't really think I got scammed. I think I simply overpaid because I played my cards so badly. It was an expensive lesson, but a useful one. And believe it or not, this isn't even the biggest mistake I've made in Pattaya. I got even worse stories, well, for another video. By the way, today's walk and talk, we started off in on Beach Road. We went down Soi 13-1, went over to the avenue, and we went into the food court there. I can only recommend this food court. It's one of the cheapest in Pattaya. And the reason I know the food is good is because I've tasted it, of course. But another reason is that if you come in here at lunchtime, you can see all the employees from the expensive restaurants. All the employees come here to eat, so, well, then you know it's quality. Well, put in a comment if you have experienced similar fuck-ups when you went to a gentleman's club or something else. And see you in the next one. Bye.